performance overall, especially against defending MLS Cup champions. Based on what you saw tonight and what you've been seeing since you've really been in this process with Nashville, is it too early to say what the identity of this club may be on the pitch?
No, I think we're working towards what our identity will look like. You've seen, I think, snapshots of that tonight. Consistency is always going to be the most difficult thing for a brand new group. But I think what you've seen in tonight is a group that's full of energy, positive where possible in their play. We have players in the group that want to make things happen, are quick to transition from defending to attack. Did we always make the right choices? No, but that's part and parcel of the growing pains of a brand new team. With regards to the group in general, I think you can see a very good team ethic, and for me there was a good balance to the game. We looked a threat. We, for the most part, defended very, very well, looked organised. Guys have taken on board roles and individual workloads very, very well. They had 2 shots at goal and scored 2 goals in the first half. You know, that's pretty disappointing for us. High quality from them, but disappointing for us.
Coach, I know you have a lot of takeaways from this game, but I want to go back to the first goal. I feel like the team gave a lot of space to a fast attack of Atlanta United. Do you think, like, you kind of want to talk to the team about, making, adjustments, special defense?
Well, the thing is this, they have 3 outstanding attacking players through the middle of the field. Their shape is a very difficult one to deal with. I felt we coped with that for large portions of the game very well. The reality is that at some point, those talented guys are going to find some space. The disappointment was how it got there. In the end, yes, we maybe could have got a little bit more pressure on the ball, but it's a very, very good finish. If you give top-class players the opportunity to have a clear sight of goal, unfortunately that could well be the end result. And to that point, 10 minutes into the game, I felt as though we were in a reasonable position. We looked, as I said, competitive, well organised. It was difficult for them to break lines, but as soon as they did, there was a change of gears, and before you know it, blink of an eye, you're 1-0 down. And I think that's what we have to, take on the chin. We'll learn from it. There's a lot of growth still to come in this group. Disappointment for me is that we haven't been able to capitalise on 1 or 2 very decent moments to get something out of the game.
Your goal came off a set piece. Obviously, your guys were down, I think maybe 3 times in the first half, looking for calls for another one. What'd you think of not getting those, and what you were able to do with the chances you got later on?
The delivery in the first half for the goal was a very decent one. Good reactions from Walker to finish. I just honestly thought that we've worked at some of our dead balls well, and the guys have really appreciated what we're trying to achieve from dead balls. The reality is it's about pace of delivery, hitting certain areas, and timing of runs. And beyond that, we probably weren't quite where we needed to be. And whilst we have some very good targets in the group, we certainly didn't make the most of it against this side. I thought that might be a little bit of an Achilles heel of theirs. And looking back on it, we certainly could have been a little bit more efficient.
Should you have had a couple more?
There's a couple of other things that went on in the game we should have had, but I'm not, if the ref didn't give it, then it didn't matter.
Drake.
Here with Dominic Baji having started the game, and at least defensively, he was trying to get involved with that high pressing, and obviously offensively only 12 touches in that first half. Obviously, notably that time where he kind of took it, spun to his right and missed it wide left. In terms of not just his first half, but his entire performance, do you think that he could have gotten involved himself in the game, or is there some way to find either Randall or Dominic to kind of get more service to him?
Connections are important. You know, he's playing as a lone striker. He has Hanny working underneath him tirelessly. He's got two very efficient wide players who have an attacking mentality. Finding that connection and that quick appreciation to combine. If you look at the other end of the field, they have in abundance. You can see that those guys have worked together for a good period of time and they get an awful lot of joy from it. So it's something we have to evolve to. With regards to Dominic, I was very, very pleased with his output. Could he have been a little bit more efficient on the ball? Probably. You know, were there moments where he could have been more effective? For sure. You know, but for his first outing for the group, in a very tough game where he saw a few touches, as you said, of the ball in the first half especially, I would say that, you know, he attacked it well, he stayed the course, and he could have easily checked out and said, there's not an awful lot going on here for me. But he was a good team player, and in the end, there was a fabulous moment that could have been the difference in the game where he did ever so well down the left-hand side, and I think David Acam missed an opportunity by a whisker.
Steve.
Gary, there's so much to look forward to tonight. How did the atmosphere and the event live up to your expectation? You guys talked a lot this week about making a good first impression. Do you feel as a team you did that?
Listen, when you lose, there's always that deflating feeling. It tends to blunt some of the good things that have gone on. I need to go away and evaluate the group fully as to really how we performed. I would say, emotionally sitting here, that we gave a good account of ourselves. Should we have got something out of the game? I believe so. So that'll always be disappointing. As far as the occasion goes, I don't think we could have asked much more of the fans that turned up, supported us, the atmosphere that was created, you know, the opportunity for the players to perform in front of such a great environment and crowd. I felt as though they rose to. It was a quick game, it was a competitive game, and there was some terrific football from both sides, I felt. If there's a way of creating that week in, week out, I'm sure it'll be a massive asset for us.
Final question to you.
Gary, you talked a lot in preseason about how you wouldn't really know what you had until the games were real. So regardless of result tonight, how do you feel about, you know, the direction of this team going forward?
Listen, I'm pleased. I am. Deep down, I'm pleased with the way that they've got about their business. The passion that they've shown in front of a big crowd in a derby against a very good side. The discipline that they showed for large portions of the game, again against a very difficult side to play against. We had our moments where, in two very contrasting shapes, we were able to dictate possession pretty well. The downside and some of the most difficult things to try and you know, bring to the game, bring to the table, is creation. As I said, and I keep going over it, I felt as though we had some nice moments that we didn't make enough of, and against good sides, you got to be a little bit more ruthless. There were too many moments where people snatched at opportunities, weren't quite as tight with their techniques as they should have been, and in the end, it's been a difference in the game. You know, I felt both sides gave a tremendous account of themselves. They've had a game midweek as well, so I'm sure there were some tired legs there. But for us, it was a good first outing that ended in disappointment.